Hi there, my name is Avery. I like books, and this is my fall autumnal spooky TBR. So basically, I'm really bad at doing TBRs per month, but I have been trying to do like a themed kind of reading recently. Pretty much fall, as everyone knows, is the time for mystery, thriller, horror, fantasy, you know? It's a little difficult for me sometimes to like be like, oh, it's time to kick it into fall time, because I live in Southern California, so everything is hot all the time. It just feels like summer and spring all the time. Yeah. But I love fall because I love Halloween. So I would like to get better into the zone of it, I guess. I've been reading horror recently, but I just want to do a little video about all the books that I have that I'd like to read, hopefully, this fall, maybe. So first, I have a whole bunch of horror books that I picked out for a different thing that I already have, but most of my books that I have here are kind of newer releases, because I've noticed that I buy a lot of horror and thriller books, but then I don't read them. The first book is The Dead in the Dark by Courtney Gold, and this, I think, is about two sisters who are like ghost hunters. I'm not really sure. I feel like most horror books or spooky books, you should go in blind, because if you expect the books, like if you expect what's going to happen in the book to happen, then you're waiting for it to happen the whole time. But yeah, so pretty much what I'm saying is this video won't be telling you what every single book is like exactly about, but more so about books that are fall time. Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. Wilder Girls didn't really do it for me in the way that I expected it to. I wasn't even going to read this book, but then I found it for like $2. So I bought it, and it's like Children of the Corn, and I expect it to be kind of like Horrid by Katrina Leno, which I enjoyed. So My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. I actually have no idea what this is about. I just know that Books and Lala loved it. 80s horror, fun nostalgia, maybe something around the realm of My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, which I loved because of the camp. So I know that Stephen Graham Jones has some camp, like with Ned Mankins and such. So if it's campy, I will love it. Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Bazterrica. Terica. I know you have to roll the R's, and yeah. This is translated fiction. It's about cannibalism. It's about like if instead of eating animals because of something like some disease or something, then humans have to eat humans. And it's commentary on like meat industry and stuff, and you know, I'm here for it because I'm vegetarian, I'm quirky, you know. Gosh. The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias. This one I didn't know anything about. It was just the one on Book of the Month, whatever month this was, that I was most interested in. August of this year. And this one also came with a cute little guide for people who don't speak Spanish, which I speak a little bit of Spanish, but probably not enough to get through a book that has long passages in Spanish. This book is one of my most I need to read like soon horror books, which is The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas, and I think this will be great. I know it's compared to Mexican Gothic, but I think really that's just because it's about, you know, like Hispanic heritage and it's historical fiction and it's horror, but I don't think, like, I'm not looking for it to be what Mexican Gothic was. You know, I did like Mexican Gothic, but I don't want to pick it up because it's compared to Mexican Gothic. I just think that it will be great, and I've heard the writing's really good, and Mina Reeds has been hyping it up a little bit on Twitter and such, so I want to read it very badly. So those are pretty much all the horror books that I have. The rest of them are like thrillers and just like spooky vibes, like cozy vibes, and dark academia, a lot of that too. So the next ones are just thrillers that I don't really know much about, and I don't want to, because why do you want to know anything about a thriller? So 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard, like Tinder Date Gone Wrong or something like that. I'm not really sure. The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I haven't heard too many great things about this, but it's here. I haven't read too many thrillers actually, so I think that the likelihood of me enjoying thrillers that other people don't like as much, that read more horror, is higher because I haven't read too many to compare it to, you know? Like, I've read the basic ones. I read like the Karen M. McManus books, which are baby thrillers, and I've read Gone Girl, but I haven't read too much more than that. So Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I have been needing to read this book since the day it came out. I think I bought this like as soon as it came out. I might have even pre-ordered it. I even have it signed. Like, I don't know, I haven't read this yet. It's because I know like, when I hype books up too much in my head, I like can't read them. It's like impossible for me to read them. So that's that, I guess, but I hope I like it. Okay, The Beautiful Ones by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. What did I don't know. I don't know what this is about. I just know that Sylvia Moreno Garcia writes good vibes for spooky season. And it's another, is this? Something about this says vampire to me. I don't think it is vampires. I think it's witches. But you know, something about it just says vampire to me, so. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Everyone knows what this is. The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas. This one's actually a thriller. I always thought this was a zombie book just from the from this of it, you know? But yeah, this is a thriller about, or mystery, I guess, more. You know, I don't know. Kind of like the sequel to One of Us is Lying. It seems like, it feels like that's the vibe. Structure is not my forte. This one is more because Kay Ancrum has the vibes. All the vibes of fall. The Way to the Stars by Kay Ancrum. This one, I just love Kay Ancrum. I think that everything that they do, 10 out of 10. And I'm very stoked to read this. Space is definitely a fall thing to read. Now, I have the next couple ones are all Dark Academia. So, let's see. The big girl of Dark Academia, you know, Catherine House, the one that everyone either hates or loves because it's weird. And I love weird books, okay? So I think that I will love it very much. I'm very stoked. I paid so much money for this book. I don't even know why. It must have been like out of print when I bought it, but it was way too much money. I was very upset. The same with Bunny. When I bought Bunny, it was super expensive and it was used. And there was like a big coffee stain on it. Like, I was very upset. Okay. Next one, Even If We Break by Marika Nykamp. Oh gosh, okay, so Marika Nykamp, I love their books. I've read, so I think they have 4 books out, like, that are their own books, not in anthologies and not graphic novels. So 4 like novels. And I've read 2 of them and I've given both of them 5 stars. And one of them, which was, it was called, I'll pop it up. I don't remember what it was called right now, but it's one of my favorite books ever. I don't know why I can't think of the name right now, but oh, that book, I didn't know what to expect. Everyone hated that book. Everyone hated this book. So I think that I just love Marika Nykamp's writing. There's something about it. It's so atmospheric. It like pulls you in. The other book that I read by them was so, like, it scared me. It wasn't supposed to be a scary book, I don't think, but I was scared. It was like cults and such. So this one's more Dark Academia. It's like a game. I pre-ordered it and I got this whole like packet of things, and there's like a map, and I don't know. Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Iyamide. I would have to double check that pronunciation, but this one is one of my most anticipated and the one I think I'll like the most out of all of the Dark Academia books that I have, maybe other than Catherine House, because Catherine House's vibes. This one's more plot, I think. I don't know much about it. I don't remember much about it because I was super stoked for when it came out, and then I just never got around to reading it because when I'm stoked for a book, I don't read it for a long time. The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. This one is Dark Academia witchy stuff. I don't know. I don't think I've heard too much about this one. I just thought that the cover was so pretty. You can't really tell, but it's like shimmery. Yeah, that's why I bought it mostly. And I think also when I bought it, it was like $2 from Barnes & Noble because it was like the book club. Okay, the next one, I don't know much about. The author I have other books from, which I don't think I've read. But The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd Jones. I just know it's spooky. The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. It's about vampires. I love vampires. I've been wanting to read this so bad since it came out. It probably came out like 4 years ago now. Like, this book came out in 2019, okay? I have been dying to read this book since 2019, and I just haven't gotten around to it because I'm a scaredy cat. I'm afraid I'm not gonna like it. But I think I have to love it because I love vampires, and Renee Ahdieh's writing, fantastic. Beautiful. Lovely. Next, The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. Don't know much about it, but it's vibes, and it's space, and it's short. Finally, I really want to, I've mentioned this like probably in a ton of my videos that I've put out, but I want to reread the Folk of the Air trilogy because I've only read the first one, so I want to reread the first one and then I want to finish it because this is fantasy, but it's like, it's not cozy, but it like, when I read this book, I sat down and I just like knocked it out, and that's what I'm looking for in fall. I just want to like sit and read. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching if you're here. I know I'm a little like, but that's just how I am. That's just how my brain operates, is like that. So if you're here for that, if that's what you're here for, then why don't you go ahead and click that little red button, make it, I think it turns into gray, you know, subscribe. I have a Goodreads where I post all the time. I review every book that I read, like scarily accurately, like to the time that I read it. And I have an Instagram that I don't really use, but it's down there too. But pretty much, thank you. My name's Avery. I like books. Bye bye.
I just really like orange juice, you know?